What up, though? And welcome to Let's Sound Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your man, Curt. Still, today is Wednesday, Hump Day, baby. August 17th, 2022. It's Hard Knocks Day on the show, man. We give you our thoughts on the latest episode. LL talks about what he saw on offense. Coach Mike will talk about what he saw on defense. And the whole show is going to be about that episode that aired last night. But before we get into all that, it's time to bring in the rest of the crew. Man, y'all see him. I know y'all see him. What's how that song go? I know you see him. It's my man, LL Cool Touch. What's going on, my dude?
What's up, Prowl Nation, and good morning.
Man, and y'all know who it is. It's the Wolverine himself, man. Got the fresh gear on, fresh out the box. It's my man, who?
It's the Wolverine, Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fans?
Hey, let's get this thing started
Right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby. Here we go, man. We fresh off that Hard Knocks from last night, man. Whoo, that was a good one, Curt. So tell us how we're going to start off.
All right, man. So, let's kind of give some of my favorite moments of the show, man. I mean, just straight out, we had some gems, a whole bunch of crazy stuff happened in the show last night, but it was a good show nonetheless. Favorite moment for me, one of them was Deuce Staley telling the running backs they get dates because they play in the NFL, not because they look good. I was like, come on, man. Come on, dog. You gonna do it like that? Hey, but that was funny, man. Deuce Staley is a character.
It's true. Uncle Deuce.
Man, John Brown. I'm on Ross St. Brown's dad. He said, when he asked, he asked Kevin, he said, Kevin Durant, when's the last time you did some calf raises?
Yeah.
I was dying. I'm like, oh,
Achilles.
You know it's gonna be something with that, man. Dan Campbell was saying he would lose his shit if the players were jacking around on the sideline during the game, not paying attention. That was, because you can see, and that's from his personal experience, talking about how he had to, get dressed again to go back into a game during the preseason out there in Dallas. So, so he know, because when you do that in your leadership role, right, you can do that. Like, I don't remember telling soldiers, like, I'm not telling you what I heard, I'm telling you what I know because I've been through it. And that's right. That's the difference between Campbell, because he can tell the, players from experience, like what he went through when he was in the league. He wasn't a star, tight end. He was a journeyman, He was that guy blocking tight end. He knew his role, and that's what he asked from his players, to know their role and go out there and play hard. Another favorite moment of mine was Aaron Glenn addressing the team about getting back to winning ways by drawing a line in the sand. And the players that he talked to weren't even his players. They were offensive players, and he knew like the year and what, how many wins they had, they only lost one game that year. Yeah. And saying that it's time to get, time to get that, with that feeling back. So you look at that, man, and you look at the episode in totality. I like what I saw from the Lions, from the coaching staff. I'll get into more about, specific coaches and, then things I saw later on when we talk about offensive defense. But overall, I really enjoyed the episode. Okay. I told the guys off camera, here we go. All right. I got to get something off my chest because I got to do it early in the show, because if I don't, I'm going to have a bad rest of the show. Please don't be toxic on Twitter talking about people you don't know. What are you talking about, Curt? Why I see people attacking the Hutchinson family on Twitter, talking about they just as bad as doggone Mahomes' wife, and I'm like, what are you talking about, man? I'm looking at that. You see his family sitting in the box, right? And I know I'm around St. Brown. So, well, I guess that's the 23 million money. We're really Mr. Brown had nothing to do with it, right? Do you know what Chris Hutchinson does? You know how much money that dude make? You know how they got the house they got? That dude's a doctor. He's a emergency room doctor. He took his football scholarship and turned it into a medical school scholarship after he finished playing at the University of Michigan. Because he knew he played at Michigan, but he wasn't an NFL type player. He got injured and went and took his time and said, "Hey man," he went into the emergency room after while he was playing and something was wrong with him. He said that this is what he wants to do after he's done playing, to go and help people. So they earned that box. His wife, the wife is an artist. She takes pictures. She does stuff online. If you look at her profile, man, she earns her own money. And she was up there crying about her baby boy making a play on the field because she was so proud of him. And you're saying this family is toxic? That makes no sense. You have a problem with yourself if you think that family is toxic. They love their brother, them sisters that love their brother, and those parents love their son unconditionally, and they're out there cheering for him every freaking time. And for a mother to get that emotion about her son making a play on the field, that shows how much she loves him and how proud she is of him. I don't see the toxic. You saying that they're toxic is toxic. You should be, for those people who are out there judging that family. They're pretty. Yeah, they got money. What did I say about you? Because you hate on them because they pretty and got money? Oh, freaking well. They pretty and got money. That ain't on me. I ain't gonna hate on somebody because they're successful. It makes no sense.
With anything there's going to be haters of it, so it don't even matter.
But my thing is just don't do that, man. Just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? To me, it makes it sad as Lions. It's just like those Lions fans that were sending Jared Goff's girlfriend's death threats last year when the team was losing.
Yeah,
come on, man. You gotta be better than that. That's not funny. That's not cute. That's not cool. That's not even being a fan. That's being that's being a terrible human being.
You gotta know how to shit talk people. You don't send death threats. Just call them ugly on the internet.
But for real, to be honest with you, she has nothing to do with how Jared Goff plays on the field. Nothing. She had nothing to do with that. Why even address it with her? And why even attack Aiden Hutchinson's family? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. 0 sense. Lions fans, you got to do better than that. You got to be better than that. So if you was one of those people and you watching us right now, I'm gonna tell you one time and one time only. Knock that shit off, because I say it on my timeline again. I'm telling you, I'm coming for you straight neck to neck. I'm coming for you because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. You could attack Aiden Hutchinson if he made a bad play on the field. You could say, "Hey man, you screwed that up." But to up there and say that these people are toxic because they root for their son or brother, or you know what I'm saying, or they're there every game, or they sit in a box because they got money.
They had a box before Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson didn't get him that box. Their daddy got him that box.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
It makes no sense, man. But I digress. All that being said, man, hey, what you guys think about the episode? I had to get it off my chest, man. I had to get it out so I can have a good rest of the show. So what do you guys think about the episode? Ella, what did you think overall about what you saw on the Hard Knocks episode last night?
My overstanding thought or theme for this one was I hate these speeches. This is reality TV. I feel like they're doing a lot for the cameras, and maybe they're not. But let me see here. I thought it was gigantic. For shout out to my guy Tommy Walker. Detroit versus everybody. They gave you that big shot of the Detroit versus everybody inside the practice or in the stadium or practice facility, wherever that was at. I thought that was incredibly hard.
Mm-hmm.
I do think I like one part of the speech when they was talking about he said almost everything. I believe it might have been what's his name's pops, St. Brown's John Brown,
mm-hmm.
when he was giving the speech. But Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't. He was talking. It was whoever was talking about Charles Harris. I can't remember at the moment, but he said everything.
Oh, Dan Campbell.
Yeah. He basically said that's exactly what it was. But he basically said everything besides one of my favorite sports quotes, and that's play like you practice. He was just saying like he trusts him, like he liked what he see because he know exactly how hard he goes in practice. He's going to get that exact same thing from on the football field. So I really like that. Another thing I like when they was saying Lions, they was like Lions. I like I like that.
Oh yeah, when he. Man, how many nicknames did Dan Campbell give for people, man? What he called it, dude, the serpent. That's like he called it a smooth. What he called a smooth operator? I was watching the show right before we started recording, man. He called him a deadly serpent. That yeah, I got you.
Some crazy stuff. But we got to see some good stuff from Rodrigo. Like I said, I got put in our little chat yesterday. I really hope he gets to start, in the actual season. I really do. I feel like he's gonna be real nice for us. Who was Shep? Coach Shepard was talking, and he was dry snitching on people. He basically told on Frank Haley, talking about one of the coaches that was here for 5 years. I'm not even sure. I think he might be the only coach that has been there for longer than the coaches that's been there. So he told on him. Yeah. I didn't like his speech. I thought that was a bad message to send, but I get it. I understand why he was saying it. I just, whatever. Shit. I don't like.
I'll talk about when I talk about defense. I just
don't like these speeches. Like I said, I do get it though. I understand, but it was poorly worded. I like their belief in Swift. I really hope that we get to see that play out on the field. I really like St. Brown and his family. I think that the way that his pops coaches him, the way that his daddy coach him, like that's how you see like the mean kid on Little Giants, like he'd be the bully out there. But I did now, just since I talked about hating speeches, I did like AG's speech, like Curt mentioned earlier. I really did like that. I felt like that was a different way to come at him. You know what I'm saying? A different way of preaching probably an over preached point. But it kind of made me think of Jim. It kind of made me think of that old boy Jim. You know, I felt like just hearing that. I felt like he probably liked hearing AG talking like that. David, we got to see an inside look on David Blau and his brilliant Colombian queen. You know, David Blau is all right with me. He's not really good at playing football, but picking him, he did a good job. I do like, and another thing we got to, I'll end it here. I got more, but I'll end it here. But we really got to see a good inside look of Deuce and Swift's relationship.
Yeah.
Like how he said, like, I'm gonna get this shit out. I like that because he's almost taking it personal to himself to get the best out of his running back. Yeah. So I feel like that's gonna be the best for him. And I got one more. This is the reason why I really hate Jared Goff. Two things. You remember when they showed there was like a third when they had like a minute and a half left with how many timeouts it was in practice. Why he throw it over the middle then? They called similar plays when Anthony Lynn was a play caller. He never looked over the middle. He throw it to the sideline. Why can't he do it then?
Bro, you just hate. Just stop hating. Just stop hating, dog. Just stop hating. Just stop hating.
When he was talking to Blau, big time. A lot of that was new to me because I cut the game off after a while. But see, I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. He went over there. He had some kind words for him, but he gonna tell him you never know what would have happened. That's a loser ass way to say, you goddamn loser. The correct response would have been, be better next time. But that's y'all's friend, and that ain't my friend.
He is not. That's not his job, man. The coaches, the guy, the people who told him, that's not his job.
You never know what would have happened. Just say, man, come on, I'll be better next time. I got some better words.
You just hate.
You just say, look, man.
You don't know everything. You don't even know everything that Jared Goff even said to him. Because they didn't even show all his interactions with him.
I don't. All I can go on is what I saw.
It's just the hate. It's just the man.
It is. I'm not denying that. Yes, it is. But I have better words of encouragement. I'll end this with my better words of encouragement for David Blau. It's okay, man. Be better next time. But you have a brilliant Colombian queen that loves you. Focus on your wins, not your losses. What you got for us, Mike?
Players don't hate like that, doggone.
Sure we do. He ain't no player.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. Go ahead, Coach Jones.
He a hating pimp. So look, man, I think one thing that says about me, that stood out about me, or to me, is the St. Brown brothers, man. They daddy got them working hard. They don't even talk when they lift weights. They in their own family, and they in their own family house, and they don't say nothing to one another when they lifting weights. They are dialed in when they lift weights. So let you know they be dialed in when they're playing.
I got a question for you, Mike. I got a question. Do you think they talk when he not in there with them?
I don't think he's never not in there with him.
Probably not.
I don't think he's never not in there with him.
But no, probably not, because he probably stand outside the door and listen.
Yeah, probably not, because they're disciplined out. They've been doing it for years. And that just show you right there, man. They are focused and they are dialed in, man. And hey, I give them credit for that, man, because they be and that take focus, man. Another thing that stood out to me is DeAndre Swift. I don't know if we kind of spilling over to the offensive breakdown now, but DeAndre Swift being that top 7 running back in fantasy football that I mentioned yesterday, he can be top 5 in the league. He really can. He has all the makings to be a top 5 running back, and I surely do hope that he puts it together this year. Because if he puts it together this year, Deuce know it. Like Deuce believe it. Like you can look. Deuce believes it. Deuce knows it. Deuce can see it. Like he's a former Pro Bowl player. He can see it. He like, man, he has it. And once DeAndre Swift makes it up in his mind, like, you know what, I'm about to boss up on him. It's gonna be. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be. It's not gonna be nice behind that offensive line, man. And you see, and you see the calm and the coolness of the offensive line after Swift scored that touchdown when Dan Campbell came to him on the bench. They look like, shit, we're supposed to push them around. It's us. Yeah. And that is, you act like you've been there before. And that right there, man, that shows me a whole lot, man. You act like you've been there before. And man, it's good to see that the Lions are expecting success. Like the offensive line wasn't going crazy. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like they're like, yeah, we know we push them around. So same shit we do every day. So that,
right,
you know what I'm saying? That just shows you the mentality that they have, and that, you know, it's just good, man. Everybody is you know, is starting to dial in, man, and I'm just happy that they're moving forward with it, man. I'm really happy. But St. Browns, hey, them some work. Hey, we got a lot of weightlifting people on our team. Because, you know, Swift's daddy was like Mr. Universe or something like that. And, you know, then you got St. Brown daddy, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I mean, I might have to get hold of St. Brown's daddy if I make a return, get my strength and conditioning right, man. You know,
do some calf raising.
Man, y'all know what it is, man. Hey, like the video, comment on the video, share the video. Fantasy discussion topic for today is, what are your thoughts on episode 2? We're going to continue our breakdown here. But before we get into all that, man, y'all know what it is. It's the Curt Cap Switch Up, man. And you know, it is Salute the Service Week here on the show. This is the 2021 Salute the Service Cap. Okay, so this is my favorite one. It's my favorite one, hands down. It's just the OD green. It's got the American flag on the side, like we wear when we wear our uniforms. Like, you know, it's blowing the wind. So that's why if somebody ever see and you see it, you say, well, the American flag's backward. The reason why is that on uniforms, on Salute the Service, is because it's supposed to be how it's in the wind when we're walking on our uniform. So that's why it's facing that way. Okay. But this is my favorite one, hands down. I'm wearing, you know, one of the matching shirts to go with the Salute the Service shirt today, but it is my favorite one, the 2021 Salute the Service cap, man. Hands down, probably the best one. It's got the stars here. It's got the Detroit with the L for the Lions. So this is hands down probably the coolest one. Has the best fit. Just my favorite Salute the Service cap. So that is it. All right. So, hey, if you want to get yourself some Salute the Service gear, because it comes out every October, going over to fanatics.com. They still have some available. They still have some of the 2020 excuse me, this is the 2020. The 2021 one is a different one. I'm sorry, because the 2022 haven't came out yet. This is the 2021. The 2021 I will have here in the next couple days. But this is the 2021, my favorite one. So go to fanatics.com. Links in the description below if you want to get yourself some sleeping service gear. They have some of the 2021s are still available. So go over there and check it out, man. You know, a small portion of the proceeds from that link will help us go to content right here on this channel. If you want to get yourself some Lions on the Prowl gear, go to lionsontheprowlshop.com and go ahead and snag some of that stuff up, man. And of course, always definitely go ahead and check out the Detroit Lions on the Prowl.com for content over there. Got some more content coming up. I got an interview this week. Got a special article coming over there, so it's going to be nice. I got an interview set up later this week, so content's coming. So just keep watching for it. And if you want to hang out with us on a different platform, go over to Lions Nation Unite. You know, you can go to the app. You can get the app in the Google, Android, or Apple App Store, or you can go to the web browser and put in lionsnationunite.com, and all your favorite content creators are right there. Man, Micro Mike, who's posting videos all the time, who hangs out with us on Free for All Fridays, man. He's always posting content over there. Dose of Dion, Rad, all those cats over there, right there in Lions Nation Unite. So go over there and check it out. You can hang out with us and your favorite social media platforms, man. TikTok, Instagram. If you need to quench your thirst, it's the summertime. My man LL got you covered because it's always Thirsty Thursdays on LL's Instagram, man. So go over there and check it out. You know what I'm saying? My man keeps it 150,000 degrees hot over there on his Instagram channel. Now, LL, my man, talk to me about what you saw from the offense on the breakdown.
Curt, one day you're gonna go to my Instagram and you ain't gonna be able to see nothing. I'm gonna block you, but I'm not. But offensively, we got a good look. Like I said, we got to get a insight on, I guess, some relationships. We got to see the relationship of the St. Browns. You know, their workout practices. Their father. Like I said, just jokingly to me, like if his dad was, they were in a movie. The St. Browns will probably be the mean kids in the football movie because their daddy coaching like that. But you know, sometimes I don't think he's too hard on him because he didn't seem that way. It's just if you're gonna be in here, you're gonna do it seriously, and I understand that because you know you might hurt yourself. But one thing or a couple of things, the belief in Swift. I really like. We all said, you know, it's going to be important. I believe that's a big part of why they're building offensive line like they're building it is to help, you know, with the run game and things like that. And right now, he is the number one piece of our run game. So I believe that this should be a gigantic year for Swift. I feel like all of our expectations should be met this year, depending on your expectations, I guess. But I'll speak about the game. Like I said, some of the stuff that we got to see last night was fresh and new to me because I cut the game off after a while. But just seeing because I remember somebody was telling me at work and he was just saying like how it seems like the Lions are just always stake big. I'm like, nah, man, you know, I feel like it's changing. I'm just pointing out different things and I see exactly what he was talking about because he was speaking about the game and just how, you know, we up 3 and then he fumbled. They go on down. We had a chance to for the pick, drop the pick, end up giving up a touchdown. Then your man get to go out there and then we don't get it done. So, you know, I it's just preseason. I feel like things are going to change. And maybe that's a big reason for the speeches. You know, the speeches is to instill, you know, so maybe in the tough moments to have some words of encouragement, something to just bounce back to. Even though I don't necessarily like the speeches, but I did like what we got to see offensively from this episode. We got to see a little bit, like earlier in the episode, we got to see you know, some of the offensive, the intensity of the offense versus defense in the practices. They set it up, I think it was like a minute and a half with a couple touchdowns or something like that when Jared Goff proved that I was right about him and Anthony Lynn. But we also got to see, even though I didn't like what he was saying to him, it's dope to see that, you know, your man is down. He's also a quarterback. Y'all in the same room. Y'all all pretty much do the same thing. You get the start phone. You just, you know, just mentioning anything to him, just saying, hey, man, you know, whatever it is, just giving them some kind of words of encouragement because that is a bad spot to be in. Everybody's been in a position where it was well, a lot of people have been, maybe not everybody, but been in a position where you was being counted on and you might not have came up as big as people needed you to. And that was the exact moment for him. But I do think that whether he stays here or not, that's going to be a moment going forward. Whatever he do after this, he have a point just to say, hey man, I had a real bad moment, and this guy Jared Goff, he proved that at least he can share some kind words with me to help me out. So that's what I saw offensively. If y'all have anything, what do you think?
Right. So me, man, St. Brown is a beast, man. The dude pulled a Draymond Green. That dude knows all the receivers drafted before him and the colleges they went to.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, and he is absolutely yoked. I can see why he broke a lot of tackles last year. It's hard to get him down. That dude is yoked. He looks, I don't know why he looks so small, but he's the same size as Jamar Chase. They're exactly the same size. So,
really, he does look small.
They're exactly the same size.
Yeah.
But
he looks
that
like
dude,
he's shorter.
He's yoked.
Yeah.
He looks shorter, but they're the same size. They're both 6 feet around, the same build and everything. I mean, but I think St. Brown is probably, he probably a little yoked, what I'm saying? You saw he's been lifting weights since he's a kid. John Brown trains his son hard, man. And one other quote that I missed earlier that I haven't had to write down, it's like drinking water is soft. What happened to drinking spit? I'm like, damn, you can see where this dude gets his competitive spirit. I have to agree with you 100%, man. Duke Staley believes in Swift, man, and he believes he could be one of the best running backs in the league, he will not rest until Swift proves it on the field.
Right, right on.
And the thing about David Blau, man, one thing I did like about him is that he took that loss to heart. He took it to heart. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, that sucks. And he was down a bit, you know what I'm saying? And if he didn't care or say it was just a preseason game, that would have gave me some concern. But even though it affected him that they lost that game because of his mistakes. And that tells you that he cares, and and I think he's gonna make an effort to make sure that doesn't happen again. And the last thing is I really hope, I said this yesterday, that Devin Funchess get a chance to make this team. I hope. I hope he does.
Man, I was getting ready to touch on that, man.
Go ahead, Coach Jones.
Hey, I hope Devin Funchess make this team too. You know what I mean? Wolver Lion in here. Yeah, man. I just that catch that he made, even though it was with the second string, man, it just shows what he can do, and he still has that ability. He still has that ability, even if he's just a red zone threat. He can be what Joseph Fourier was for the Lions. Joseph Fourier made his little splash when we got down inside of 20. You know what I'm saying? So if Funchess can be that for us, man, we going 6'4" at Chark, 6'5" at Hockenson, where Funchess is 6'4", at Funchess, and we going and where everybody's 6'4" or taller on that goal line inside the 10, inside the 5. So that right there brings a potency to our offense where now people got to be aware of that, and then Swift can sneak in and score. So I like that, man. I really do like that. And just to echo a little bit on David Blau, man, he got to keep his head up because I still want him to make this team over Tim Boyle. That ain't gonna change, bro. That ain't gonna change. Godwin from Baruske still on the goddamn team. So, yeah, man. David Blau, man. You know what? It might make him a better player. That now he's watching for every little mistake that you didn't think was possible. I don't think he even thought about fumbling the ball. That don't even come to his mind about fumbling the ball. Now he's concentrating more on the snap. You know what I'm saying? And
you know why he fumbled, right?
Huh?
You know why he fumbled,
here we
right?
go. Why did he fumble?
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Tell me
okay.
Y'all's friend Justin Jackson. Did you see the play? He was right there. It was all his fault.
What the hell?
Who the hell looks like Justin Jackson?
What the hell?
Why is he our friend?
Am I saying his name wrong? What's his name? The running back that y'all like.
Justin Jackson.
Justin Jackson.
Who the hell said we? Okay. Keep moving.
Coach Mike. You ain't Coach Mike.
Okay. We'll okay.
Like the content, man. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to like the video. Share the video. Get it out there. This is LL tripping. And just do what you do, man. Hey, we Wolver Lion Nation in here.
Yeah,
we're gonna slide on over. I'll slide on over to my segment. I can introduce myself. It's Coach Mike Jones. The defense, you know what? We're gonna start off by just highlighting Chase Lucas because he did have an opportunity to close that game out. And you know what? That he's a rookie, and I believe if that happens again, he's making that pick.
Yep.
You know, those are things to learn from, man. I know people be like, "Oh, that's the same old Lions. They almost had it. And something happened." But when it happens to a rookie, it's a little bit different, man, because now it's on you. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really, none of these rookies even really know the history of Detroit. Like a lot of them wasn't even born when that whole catastrophe started. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them, you know, they heard about it, but they don't really know. So when he gets back in the game, that's the play he's gonna make. I don't know if he's gonna make the roster. You know, he might be a practice team player, but that's something for him going forward, man. But Malcolm Rodriguez, it's good and bad with Malcolm Rodriguez. And the good thing is he's downhill and he's willing to hit. He's willing to blow up the mesh point. And that's the reason why they switched to this 4-3 is because they want linebackers who are willing to destroy the mesh point. They don't want sideline to sideline linebackers. They want attacking linebackers. And Malcolm Rodriguez fits the build of an attacking, downhill, scraping the ball linebacker. And that's a good thing. The bad thing is they haven't seen that. So no other linebacker on our roster does it on a consistent basis or not, or at least effectively. Jared Davis, we know Jared Davis will just go downhill. It just, you know what I'm saying? He'll go downhill sometimes and he'll just be like this, running downhill. And he'll go, oh man, like he do it with his eyes closed. But man, that's one thing that kind of makes me worry about the linebacking core is that the rook has to show them how to play downhill. The rook has to show them how to shed blocks. The rook has to show them that sometimes being a middle linebacker, you just have to take on that block. Like you might get blocked, but you have to blow up that mesh point, period. You can't run around it. You can't sidestep it. You have to take that head on. And that's the reason why Calvin Shepard gave Malcolm Rodriguez so much props because you know, the tackles are supposed to keep guards off the linebackers. Okay, that's kind of their first job. Besides exploding, penetrating, change the line of scrimmage, the tackles are supposed to keep the guards off the linebackers. And sometimes through blocking schemes, you know, on offense that doesn't happen and they slide off. But as a linebacker, you have to take that on. And Malcolm Rodriguez is like, shit. I mean, if they want that smoke, they can get that smoke. So. Man, I think that's big for a rookie, man. So shout out to Malcolm Rodriguez. Well, that's my boy right there, Rodrigo. But you know, they highlighted A. Hutchinson, man, and you know, we already touched on what he did, man. And you know, I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy. I hope he finds success. I hope all the naysayers are like, oh, that's typical of Michigan man going to the Detroit Lions. I hope he wins Rookie of the Year, and he shut everybody the hell up on the outside of the NFL, man. What y'all got?
All right, man. So Rodrigo, man, he has the ability to be a stud. He just got to get some more discipline in there. I actually go against the grain from LL. I like what Calvin Shepard said. Getting on his linebackers for letting a rookie outshine them. I believe that competition. They're all about this. Coaching staff is all about competition. And if you're getting outworked and outshined by a rookie, you should be called out. You should be called out. The guy's a 6th-round pick. And ain't Tom Brady. I mean, he's out there doing it. He out there doing his thing. I hope for our sake he is. Hutch is a beast. Too easy. And I think, like you said, Chase Lucas can be a special player in Detroit. He did make up for that. Tried to make up for that interception he dropped in the preseason game by making a ridiculous interception in practice the other day. I mean, it was absolutely perfectly timed. He came out with the ball and he did his thing. So I think he has the ability to learn from his mistakes. And I like the way he was coached out there at Arizona State. Jared Davis can still make plays. He has to, you know, he can get down here. He can do that. He was one of those players. I think I say he was overlooked by the media coverage in camp. I think he can still play, and I think he can have a role on this team.
Yeah.
With all that
Just get
being
him
said,
off the field
I
on
mean,
third down.
that's all I got to. I mean, unless he's blitzing, that's the only thing I have to get up. You can make sure he blitzes on third down. That's his only role on third down is to make sure he rushes the passer, but because he can get there in the hiccup. That dude, he's still lightning. He's still lightning fast for you know what I'm saying, for a guy's age. So, but what you got, LL, on the defense?
But just about the whole Shep thing. Like I said, I understand it. Like I get it. I just like some of the shit. Like I didn't really think that mattered. Like I get yeah, 6 round. Let a 6 round pick. Yeah, you letting the 6 round pick out work. I'm just saying y'all letting that. I just thought he focused a lot on the wrong shit. He could have highlighted some other things. He had the same speech, but I don't care. Whatever. Good for Rodrigo though. The one play that they was all hype about, I laughed because like Coach Mike just said, he blew the guy up, the fullback, whatever it is, at the mesh point. But it probably would have been like a 12-yard gain, and after the way he's like, the safety would have been there. Why his ass wasn't there then? But I just laughed because it was a nice point for him, but it was like
Well, but you look at it though, it's still vanilla. It's still vanilla. Yeah,
I understand.
And you're not going to get a lot of the shifting and a lot of the
right.
The movements in the back of the defense like you would get when you actually call them plays. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it is a different type of mentality doing. It's still vanilla as hell because they're not gonna be out there showing what the hell they're gonna be doing in the season, especially on Hard Knocks. They have an extra motivation not to show everything. Right.
I mean, but I don't think you're giving away no secret sauce by the guy being in the right spot in practice. They know he's gonna be there anywhere. They expect him to be there. Anyway. I understand. I understand.
We're gonna do the same thing because we have a scrimmage tomorrow against Adrian, Onstead, and Napoleon, and that we hosting tomorrow. And we're gonna keep it vanilla. We're gonna go over our base stuff, the stuff that we want. We want the whole team to know, you know what I'm saying? Like no wrinkles that we're throwing. We might throw in a wrinkle here and there, but we trying to get our base stuff down so that everybody knows the base stuff in their sleep. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of preseason, man. Maybe you might get a little exotic, maybe week 2 or week 3 of preseason, but for the most part, you're trying to get the base concept of what you doing down packed. So I understand completely.
I understand, but once again, I don't really think the guy being in the right spot is that exotic, though. Like I said, but whatever, I understand. I do think that. Well, here's the thing. Defensively, every time I watch it, we kind of, even in the preseason game and the practices, we kind of see the offense. They're not doing as well as the offense. Like we hear on certain days, the defense has great days, but overstanding point is that the offense is usually winning each day. I'm anxious to see this once we actually get down to it to win this shit count. I wonder, is our offense maybe our offense is playing real well, or because I think, or with the whole statement of steel sharpens steel. So I just want to see our defense when it actually counts, because I feel like they're not going to be as bad as what we've seen. And maybe I'm taking it to heart. I feel like our defense hasn't looked that good, but I don't think they're going to look that bad when it actually counts.
Yeah, I think that I think I agree with you on that. I believe that. I believe that it's not going to be as bad because it's still preseason. I think that, and they're still learning. It's still a learning curve too, because you got to remember they're changing a whole different scheme. Going from a 3-4 react defense to a 4-3 attacking defense. So it's going to be some learning curves for those guys. So it is what it is. Hey man, if you like this video, like the content, man, share it with your friends, man. Go ahead and share the link, man. The premiere's at 11 o'clock, but if you missed the premiere, you can come back and watch this thing as many times as you want. And share it with as many people as you want. So go ahead and share the link with your homies. You know what I'm saying? Like Coach Stone said, have a watch party on different laptops or your cell phone or different tablets or iPads or whatever you watch this thing on, man. Just go ahead and share it with your homies. And you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And let's go ahead and get into a few things. We don't have a full slate of them today, but we have some comment cards for you. So let's talk about what you had to say about the last show. We got my man Dr. Detroit up first. He said Cephas is back up. Like, come on, man. Levi is too often not available. Okay, not interested in another hand. Okay. He said, get on the field or get the fuck out of here. Okay. He said, Coach, are we talking about your poke high days? Come on. He said, not the Al Bundy. He said about the poke high days, man. That's funny, but thank you, Dr. Detroit, for that. I appreciate that. What you got, LL?
Friend of the show, John Capper, says Sue will cost some money, but for what he can teach our defensive tackles and their offensive line going up against him and practice, I think is worth to give him 1 year deal for $8 million, and he should come help rebuild, be a part of something. Yeah, that sounds good, but I don't think he's going for that at all. He want money and he want to actually have a shot at something. I wouldn't mind him coming back. I may have said it before on this show, but I don't think he's coming.
It's gonna be double digits. It's gonna be double digits. It ain't gonna be It's gonna be double digits. Whatever his salary is gonna be, it's gonna be double digits. I don't think I don't see him taking less than 10 million at all.
No. The hope is good though. Michael Fitzpatrick says, "How long you been out of high school, Mike Jones? Got your hat on like a middle school kid." He's laughing. Hey man, that's my era. Hey, that's my era. We cock it to the left, we cock it to the right. I know the era before me wore it straight to the back. That's just my era, man, and that's what it is, man. I'm an '80s baby, man. That's my era, and I'm early in the '80s too. Early.
Okay, now, all right, young fella. You know what I'm saying? He on the that saying maybe that back end. If you 81, you on the back end of Generation X like me. I'm a Gen X dude, man, and saying we built different. All right, Batman, the 313 rounds out our comment cards today. He says, I don't think it's too much concern right now as long as he can get rest and heal up before the start of the season. He was talking about Big V. Now, let me make sure I caveat this. It is not confirmed that he is injured. We don't know. It's all speculation because there hasn't been a media availability for Coach Dan Campbell since that thing happened because they were traveling yesterday. They did a walkthrough and they traveled to Indy. The joint practices start today up in Indianapolis. So, so we'll hear more about Big V later on. So, it's all just kind of speculation. But with that being said, it is time for your dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and dessert for any occasion. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on, man. If you want to get yourself some Delightful Bites, go on over to our Facebook page, links in the description. If you don't do the Facebook thing, go over to TikTok or Instagram, just put in Delightful Bites, and you will see all that beautiful dessert footage. So go ahead, man. Get your cookie on. All right, just real quick, just some house cleaning notes. The Lions did get down to their 85-man roster per league rules yesterday by cutting Brady Breeze and undrafted free agent wide receiver Josh Johnson. And it's not the Josh Johnson that played quarterback for the Lions. That's a different Josh Johnson. He's somewhere else. But the wide receiver out of Tulsa did get cut yesterday. And not surprised. Neither one of those guys are surprising. I didn't think I picked any one of those guys to make the roster. So, but good luck to you guys, man. Hey, man. Hey, I don't have nothing bad to say about any one of those guys. Hey, man, you can say what up, though, if you see me in the street. But that's your dessert with your man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. All right, now it's time to go ahead and take that quick stroll on to that wall of fame, baby. First up, we got my man, Latino Leo, Brian Stover's in the building. Dan Spanos, always hanging out, man. Appreciate you, brother, over there in the Bronze members. We got my man, Batman of the 313, who just was on the comment cards. We got John Martin and Henry Wallace. Gold members meeting is today at 3 p.m. Check the community tab for the link. We got my man, Mr. Reliable, Michael Huck is always in the building. The jazzy one, Paul Giroux, be kicking it with us. Lionel of Douchebagia, Nicole, what up, though? My man, North and Ken is in the building, man. He has some great content over there on Facebook, man. He has some great pictures of the game and over at training camp. So go over and check my man, North and Ken out. And the Dr. Detroit, he is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click that join now button in the description. Now it's time for final thoughts about Hard Knocks, man, and the show. What you got, my man, LL?
Like I always say, be kind. It's Dollar Coney Day, but what I really liked from the episode was Deuce and Swift, man. That's it. Like even in the end game, he tell him like, cut that thing inside, man. Go inside, go inside. And then he finally listened to him and he like,
See,
So that's the Deuce and Swift.
this my dollar for my dollar Coney, man. I'm gonna have to get one. What you got, Coach Jones?
Man, that's funny. Man, like I say, it's preseason. We're gonna have our preseason game tomorrow, kind of scrimmage. So it's vanilla right now, and so don't nobody take too much from it. You know, and it caveats the same for people who like we win a preseason game. They're like, oh man, we finna go undefeated. It's just preseason. Things, yeah, right. The things that you want to see, we'll see it. And hey, remember one thing in life, baby: be a wolf, a lion.
Yeah, football season around the corner, man. You think about it, man, because we don't get Wolverine football before we get Lions football. That's what I'm talking about, man. Can't wait for football season to start, man. The official games
next Friday.
I digress, man. Definitely. Hey, I like the episode of Hard Knocks. I like what I'm seeing from the coaches, and I like the culture change that's happened in Detroit, and I like what it's projecting out to the public about the Detroit Lions, about the city of Detroit, because we get so much bad press. You know, I'm not from Detroit, I'm from Flint, but you know, I hate to see anybody, you know, and talk about my Michigan, my Minton, and talk about it in a negative light, man. Because hey, if you ain't been there, you don't know. So don't come in here with that mess. You know what I'm saying? Don't roll up on us talking a whole bunch of trash. You know what I'm saying? I have to catch myself when people say something to me down here in the South when I wear my Lions gear, and you get that Flintstone be right there, be ready to go ahead and hey man, you want Carolina Kurt, you don't want Flint Kurt, because Flint Kurt gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, rough and raw is what it is. But I digress, man. If you could be anything in this world, please be kind, man. And if someone's doing better in your life, congratulate them. Don't hate them. Just make sure you up your game to get where they are. I'm just saying, man, because that has more to do with your shortcomings than their long going. So with all that being said, man, it's Wednesday. Like my man said, is Dollar Coney Day up there where you guys are, man? And go ahead and get you a Dollar Coney for your man Curt Steele, man. Enjoy one for me. If I could go up there and get me some Conies right now, I sure would do it. I miss my Conies, because down here they have chili dogs and call them Conies. That's not a chili dog, Sonic. I mean, that's not a Coney, Sonic. That's a chili dog. I'm sorry. But with all that being said, man, I know it's Wednesday. It's hump day. It's getting hard out there. You know, had like 25 meetings that could have been emails or Slack messages or whatever else, or text messages. But go ahead and power through. If you need help, ask for it, because asking for help is a sign of strength and not a sign of weakness. So, you know what you got to do for your boy Curt Steele. Man, you had those Dollar Conies. Fight them crumbs off your face, that onion, that little mustard. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Coach Jones, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon. We love you, Jim.